The Tesla Cybertruck has been spotted in Australia, which is kind of interesting. Does this mean it's going to be sold here in Australia? Well, here's what I think. Hello, my friends. Welcome to the channel. I'm Sam Evans. You're watching The Electric Viking. It's great to see you. The Cybertruck, it's been spotted in a lot of different cities worldwide. So this is not really something all that remarkable. It's in Sydney right now. You can see it. Apparently it's doing a tour around Australia. But I mean, a lot of people are saying this does not mean it's going to be sold in Australia. Now, there's Australian media sources who claim they have insiders telling them that the Cybertruck won't be sold in Australia. There's no plans for right-hand drive production. But that would obviously fly in the face of the reality, which is that Tesla has the Cybertruck on its website in Australia as a product that's coming to Australia. It's clearly marketed that way. It's taken, I believe, more than 30,000 reservations here in Australia. And there is a lot of demand. Now, there's a lot of people in the UK that want the Cybertruck. There's a lot of people in New Zealand that want it. There's a lot of people in Thailand that want it. They're all right-hand drive countries. So I think Tesla will follow through with Cybertruck right-hand drive production. Some people are saying it actually is going to happen next year. Now, there's some insiders saying, I can't verify this is true, but there's definitely been reports saying there will be right-hand drive production of the Cybertruck next year. Now, I personally think that's unlikely. I think Tesla's going to get through more of its back orders before it starts right-hand drive production, but it is possible. You never know. Anyhow, what else do we know? Well, the Cybertruck was seen at Bondi Beach, and a lot of people were obviously very intrigued by it. It was also seen next to a new Model 3 Performance. You can buy the new Model 3 Performance now in Australia for the cheapest price it's ever been. It's about 80,000 Australian dollars. That's around about 54,000 US dollars. Seems like a pretty good deal to me. Now, the Cybertruck had an interesting plate on it. It had special number plates, which are for left-hand drive, meaning it can be driven in Australia under this special license. So it's a left-hand drive Cybertruck. Clearly, it's just a Cybertruck that's been produced in the factory in Texas on the normal Cybertruck production line. As you can see from some of these photos, guys, the Cybertruck, interest in the Cybertruck is it's very similar in Australia to what it is in America. People are looking at this thing everywhere. It's drawing heads. Some people love it. Some people are just, what the hell is that? It's definitely drawing a huge amount of interest here in Australia. The Cybertruck right now is currently only built for left-hand drive. But, I mean, realistically, it's only being sold in America at the moment. Last year, Tesla announced the updated Model S and the Model X, which were planned for right-hand drive, would no longer be manufactured in right-hand drive. And the reason is there's not enough demand. They're not selling in high enough numbers for Tesla to justify having a right-hand drive production line for those vehicles. Pickup trucks are an entirely different story. There is a much more demand for pickup trucks here in Australia. In fact, the fastest growing segment in the automotive segment here in Australia is actually expensive American pickup trucks. It's grown by insane amounts over the last few years, much faster growth than any other market segment. Clearly, this fits right into that segment. Now, people are saying the Cybertruck would not meet Australian design rules, ADRs, and therefore it wouldn't be able to be sold here. That is completely false. That is 100% categorically false. Tesla could easily provide whatever's needed for this to meet Australian design regulations. There's really no major barrier for that. The main thing for Australian design regulations is actually, all the safety details that Tesla would already have in this vehicle. There might be some slight modifications needed. They might need to put on some sort of plastic bumper bar or something. It's really not going to be something that's going to prevent it from being sold. And that's what Elon Musk said as well. There's a lot of videos on YouTube saying they know the Cybertruck won't be on sale in Europe because it won't meet European design regulations. That is just complete nonsense, guys. There are semis. There are massive trucks. There are all kinds of vehicles that are able to get through and be sold in every country worldwide. That includes the most strict countries. I really don't see the Cybertruck having any barriers because of its design regulations. That's a myth created by the media and by people who are just naysayers. And if you have a really good reason, a logical one on why I'm wrong, I'd be intrigued to know in the comments, guys. Tesla recently, it did have the ability to pre-order the Cybertruck. It was a $150 deposit in Australia. That's about $100 US. And you could actually order it until about late 2021. I personally ordered it within 24 hours. So yeah, I mean, I'm obviously still on the order list, but whether or not it'll come here or whether or not I'll have to buy one and individually import it and then get it converted to right-hand drive, which is my plan. If I have to, I would do that in a few years' time. Probably would. It's pretty expensive to do that, but in a few years' time, save up the money, and that could be a dream project. Because you know what? Some people, like my brother, they don't like the looks of the Cybertruck. We had this kind of argument the other day. I mean, it wasn't really an argument, but some people like me think it's amazing. What do you guys think? Thanks for watching.